Hi, I'm Kit.
And I'm Joe.
And we're here answering your burning questions.
Let's do it. Idiot Donut wants to know, what was your favourite scene to film?
What was my favourite scene to film? I loved filming all of the rugby scenes. They were all really fun. They were a bit scary at first, but they were, you know, it was a lot of fun, and you know, the nice weather. It was great. It was great. Probably also one of my most enjoyable scenes to film was a scene that I have with Will Gow, who plays Tao, and I think that's because with our characters being sort of not enemies, but they don't really sort of see eye to eye. It was quite rare to have a scene with Will, and you know, Will's great, a great actor and a great friend as well. So I really enjoyed being able to have a nice long scene just alongside him and not have to, you know, not have to sit alongside Joe Locke, you know, for once. That was nice.
He's really nice to me.
Nellie Nelson asks, your opinion of mini eggs?
I love mini eggs. Mini eggs are so good. Although I had some when I was in New York a few weeks ago, and they're just not as good. Dairy milk, no, Cadbury's in the UK, it's just so much nicer.
But they have a different kind of mini eggs.
They put like different things in their chocolate.
Oh.
Mini eggs are top tier. Zazuga has asked, what made you want to audition for your role, and what was the process?
You know, I originally got this scene to audition with, in which Charlie's being very sort of, you know, open and genuine about his feelings, and I just thought it was a beautifully written scene and a really like kind of wonderful story. And I think that, you know, it's a real pleasure and an honor to be able to, you know, bring these characters to life, because they, you know, mean so much to a lot of people. So yeah, I think that's one of the main things that kind of drew me towards it.
Aww.
Lil Royal Boy wants to know, favorite movie that you're a bit ashamed to like?
Oh, I love Bridget Jones's Diary. I'm not ashamed of that one.
Yeah, I don't think that's a shame. I think that's a great movie.
Well, I'm going to say that one anyway because it's a great movie, but maybe I'm slightly ashamed of that being in my top 5 favourite films of all time.
Oh, top 5 maybe, okay. Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. But yeah, that's
it's just
fine.
a really good film.
That's a great film, to be fair. Izzy Robinson asked, favourite song / artist?
Adele. Like that's
okay.
That's
yeah,
a very
actually,
quick.
I think that's kind of your personality trait, isn't it? It's he's kind of known that's his thing. You know, that's his thing, that he likes Adele. Adele is pretty great, to be fair. I think, yeah.
Adele is great and will always be my favourite artist, no matter what.
What, since you were like a baby as well?
Well, my mum used to always play Adele or Alicia Keys when like in the kitchen on the speaker, so I would always listen. And then
just imagine a young Joe Locke just sort of absolutely belting it.
Hands down. Pietra0531 has tweeted, if you could describe Heartstopper with a smell, what would it be?
Wow, a smell. I feel like it's a very refreshing show. It's a very positive, very nice, sort of warm show. So I would say, you know that kind of smell that you get when it's like a nice summer day and you're like outside and maybe it's the grass or something. Yeah, so basically grass essentially is the smell. Lots of people want to know, this isn't just one person. Are you a Taylor Swift fan?
See, I have been avoiding this question for months.
Oh.
I'm ashamed to say that I'm not a fan. I just don't know enough of her music.
So you're not a Swiftie?
Although I love Folklore as an album.
Okay, great, cool.
But it would be a disservice to all Taylor Swift fans to say I was a big Taylor Swift fan. I like her music, and I'm ashamed that I am not educated enough in her music. And that is something I'm going to change. Okay.
Good. Okay.
I'm
cool.
ashamed.
Great. I mean, I've got to say, I love just banging out "Love Story." It's one of my kind of anthems, you know.
Spring Royals wants to know, how did you guys manage to get comfortable with each other for more emotional scenes? I
mean, I think it helps that we get on very well. You know, I think it helps that we're very comfortable with each other.
If we didn't.
Yeah, exactly. If we hated each other, that might be a bit difficult. But yeah, we get on very well, and we do kind of banter with each other all the time. And well, a lot of the time, if there is a very kind of intense scene, a very intimate scene or something like that, we'll often sort of diffuse the tension quite quickly after by, you know, making a joke, or, you know, for example, if we had a kissing scene, I would quite often say that Joe has stinky breath, and I think that's a great way to...
He had this joke every day, which like everyone said that my breath always smelled of coffee.
But Joe loves coffee, and there was one time where we had to do a practice kiss for a scene, and Joe had just had like a full cup of coffee, and I was just like, this is
And
not
you kept
nice.
telling everyone that the whole time.
Yeah, because I felt that, you know, I felt that I was wronged. I felt that I was a victim in that situation. So, yeah.
Fine.
Twitter user CTRLGNF has tweeted, "How did you hear about Heartstopper?"
So they did an open call, so like you didn't have to get an agent, and just anyone can audition. And I had a friend that had already read the books and was like, you need to read these. I was like, yeah, I will. And I'm not very good at doing anything that anyone tells me to do. I'm very easily distracted. So, but then I saw the open call, so I read all of the books in like one sitting, and like just was like, I love this so much. This is like amazing. Thomas Fangs has asked, did Joe and Kit already know how to play rugby before filming?
I'm not sure. I played a little bit as a young kid, and I knew some of the bare basics of playing rugby. I did have a great coach called Paul who I used to train with, and you know, in the lead up to the show and throughout the show as well. That did help me kind of improve a little bit, at least for my rugby ability. Joe did join me for one rugby session that we did.
And not anymore after that.
Yeah, I think he did one and decided that wasn't quite for him.
I didn't own any sports clothes, so I arrived in like loose jeans.
Yeah, and like a jumper or something, like a sort of quite a nice sort of outfit really, but it wasn't really.
It wasn't rugby.
Yeah, it wasn't quite rugby sort of.
I made the executive decision that Charlie wasn't supposed to be good at rugby.
Yeah.
And
therefore you could be bad.
Therefore I was allowed to be bad.
I just don't think rugby's for me.
Royals Edvin has asked, what was your first impression of Kit?
When I first met Kit, I thought he was very, very, very lovely, and I was worried that he was almost too nice. Like I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to like banter with him. Mm-hmm. And then that facade quickly faded.
And I'm an awful person.
You know, Kit told me that his first impression of me was my weird hands.
Yeah, I don't know why.
So that was his first
He's got
impression of
very
me.
sort of thick thumbs and quite show the camera, show the people.
My thumbs, they go really fat and really
It's
skinny.
it's quite thick. So I don't know why, but that was the first thing I noticed about Joe, and yeah, I had no shame. I had no shame in telling him that, and I think that's that's how close we are, Joe. Yeah.
Great. Charlie's Drum has asked, do you know some French words? Because Nick is supposed to be fluent in French, so.
I know a few.
Go on.
Oui. Bibliothèque.
Means library.
Library. Yeah.
French GCSE.
That was off the cuff as well. I did do French GCSE. No, I didn't even do French GCSE.
My favourite French word is pamplemousse, which is grapefruit.
Pamplemousse.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a great word.
Like I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, something like that. Yeah. So really, basically fluent essentially.
Right.
So, Ocean Childs wants to know, what was your reaction when you found out you were playing Charlie?
So I was in isolation on my own in my house, and I got a phone call from my agent, and he was like, so I don't know anything yet, but like when I do, I'll let you know. And then he rang me back like 10 minutes later. So I looked at the phone and I was like, okay, this is it. Like, this is the call. And then he answered and he's like, are you sat down? I was like, yeah, why? Because he's like, because you got the part, and I just screamed.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
Screamed.
I think that's a fair reaction, actually.
Radio Silence has asked Kit, what do you think are the similarities between you and Nick?
I think there's things that you can take from his story and his character that you know everyone can really relate to. I think that the ideas of kind of dealing with you know, like the social pressures of being in school and being you know, popular can kind of lead to expectations on him that he has to then kind of deal with. And you know, everyone expects the fact that because he's this, you know, the captain of the rugby team and very popular guy in school, everyone kind of assumes that he's this sort of stereotypical straight rugby player. And I think that that's something that, you know, he has to deal with, and I think that a lot of people can relate to those kind of internal conflicts and those kind of expectations that people have to go through. But yeah. Edmar's son has asked, what's your favourite part about acting?
Ooh, it's a very meaty question. There's
Meaty.
much I could go into. Ooh, probably like being able to tell someone else's story, like being able to like tell the stories of people who might not be able to like tell them themselves, or like
Yeah, for sure.
like, getting into a meaty character.
Yeah, exactly. Andrew Poetry wants to know, what's the part you enjoyed the most on set?
All of it. Can I say that? Like,
no, you can't.
Everyone,
Sorry.
the atmosphere was so lovely and everyone was so nice, and working with Kit and Will and Yaps and Karina and Kizzy and Toby and Rhea and Bash and everyone. I've forgotten someone, Cormac. Everyone, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have started.
Yeah,
Now I
because
have forgotten
now
someone.
someone's going to get their feelings hurt.
Chetnaf, Saya,
Stop.
everyone.
You can stop,
Okay.
don't worry.
I've missed someone, definitely. But like, and Eros, the director.
Yeah.
Got to miss Eros. And Alice.
Oh, Patrick's going to be...
And Patrick.
Patrick's going to be pretty hurt by
Everyone.
that as well.
This is
yeah.
why I didn't say it.
Lana, ooh, yeah.
It was just such a lovely atmosphere, and it was just like nice to be like, feel like this is work. Like, we're working.
Yeah, we're
It
working.
doesn't feel like it's work. Love Bush, but with a 4. And, love Bash, maybe. Love Bash.
Don't we all?
But with a 4 for the A. If you guys could play another character from Heartstopper, which one would it be and why?
I think that, hear me out on this one, I think that honestly, talking about Bash, I think Ben is a extremely difficult role to play. I think that, you know, Bash is incredible in the show and really is absolutely sort of terrifying and really puts you kind of on edge. And you do slightly hate him, and when I say slightly, I mean, you know, significantly.
Go on. Piss off.
You do hate him, and which is, you know, impressive with Bash because he is one of the most likable, like, lovely people I've ever met. So, yeah, love Bash. Probably Ben. This one is specifically for the Manx person who runs the Netflix
It is!
UK Twitter
I've been
account.
saying this for weeks. I was like, that has to be someone from the Isle of Man who's running the Netflix UK Twitter.
Oh my god, okay, yeah, okay.
I've been my friends are like, who? What? They must know. Like, they're saying things that like they have to. Anyway,
The big question, chips, cheese, and gravy, yes or no?
yes, but I'm lactose intolerant, so it's not good. But I do like it.
Okay,
For those who don't know, I'm from the Isle of Man, and chips, cheese, and gravy is like our national dish. And hear me out before you like say, "Oh, that's gross."
isn't
Canada
that
have poutine,
Yeah,
which is different.
that's what-
It's not the same. We were actually first. I don't know if that's true. I'm just gonna say it. So they actually copied us.
Okay, good.
But yeah.
So yes, but you
Yes.
sort of have to firm
Yes,
the...
but only in like it's like
Yeah, it's a special occasion.
Special
yeah.
occasion.
I mean, I love poutine, so yeah, sometime
So-
I'll go to the Isle of Man and have this, you know, chips, cheese, and gravy.
I'm gonna go and get some more chips, actually.